Warm welcome to this live stream. My name is Mats Dahl and I'm a senior advisor at Sirocco, one of the leading independent CRM specialists within the Swedish market. This time we have our third part of our series concerning an operating model and how to use that in the best and most efficient way. And this operating model is a model that we step by step is implementing as a part of our way working at Sirocco, but also use that for our deliveries together with our customers, but also tell our customers that this also could be a way of working, a model for them, for their digital transformation as such. We have had a couple of sessions before, as I said, and the model is looking like this. It's a five-step, five-piece model with a governance organization structure on top, where people and organization. We have also the actual process from an idea through exploration, design, and development into service management, and eventually end of life of a specific solution or a service. And on the below part, we have the performance insights and data, how we measure the service or the solution that we have created and that we are maintaining, and also the technology part as well. During the past two sessions, we have been talking about the overall operating model as such, me and Niklas Wikström. And on the second one, the prior one to this call, this live stream, we focused on the exploration and innovation part, where we talked about different kind of methods to use, for instance, business model canvas or value proposition canvas. And also we showed an example about a specific tool. In this case, it was Mural, where we could do virtual whiteboarding and post-it workshops to create insights about a good idea and how to make that happen through this process as such. And these past live streams you can see and find on Sirocco.se, and you can look into and listen to them as well. So today we will continue our exploration about this operating model, and we will focus on today the parts that we call design and requirements and development, the implementation and change management. To be more specific about that, and the methodologies that resides within those areas. And with me today, I have two guests. I have Mikael Jälefors, who is a senior agile coach and specialist within agile methodologies and change management. Welcome, Mikael.
Thank you.
And I also have with me my dear colleague, Kristoffer Thelenius, product change manager and specialist within CRM here at Sirocco. So, welcome, Kristoffer, as well. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
So, just to set the scene for this live session, I would like to tell a little bit about our way of seeing this, our point of view, I would say. We can see a clear tendency within the market when it comes to companies and organizations looking at a way to transform themselves into a more digital organization or company. It's a tendency to move from waterfall projects towards more agile project models. But there is also a thought about when you move into an agile project model. You also, as a company or a management, you also see the opportunity or maybe the need to also change your organization towards a more agile delivery organization as such. So this is the I would say trends that we could see in market when we meet our customers and when we look around as such. So what does this mean really, and what effects could you, as a business manager or a project manager, take from this? What is required? Do we have any examples about this? So why then? We will talk about project methods and agility and so on. when the title on this live stream is Successful Digital Transformation, what does it look like? What do you say, Mikael?
Well, it's not that strange, but we have been basing our development for many years on project models and the project way of thinking. And many organizations, when they start the transformation, they start by the common way is to use projects. And from there on, they maybe have tried some incremental, iterative ways of doing work in projects, starting maybe to have some influences from Scrum and driving their projects with agile methods. That's very, very common to be a starting point. And the next step then is to become more of an agile organization where we skip the project thinking about handovers and things like that, and instead create an organization where we, as a team, work with both managing, supporting, and developing our solutions. So it's just a natural thing to talk about projects in the beginning because that's where we are starting.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Mikael. Thanks for that explanation. So since you are talking now, could you please just introduce yourself? What you are doing, what things drives you in your work, and so on?
Yeah, of course. My name is Mikael Jälefors, and I've been working with IT development in different roles all my life, starting as a programmer or more of a software engineer, as we call them. We were very T-shaped at that time in the mid 80s, and then been working in this area for many years. Today, I'm a certified SAFe SPC. That means I'm doing a lot of implementations, helping organizations implement SAFe. I'm also an international certified coach and certified in change management. So with those things, I use that every day to take part in transformations. And also, I do a very agile sport called triathlon. And that sport is really some part of things that shows what drives me. What drives me is these relentless improvements and the focus on results and becoming better. And I do it as my hobby, but also in my daily work in organizations to try to improve things and get things more efficient and better.
Great. Thank you, Mikael, for that introduction. And with us as well, we have our expert, Kristoffer Thelenius, Senior Project and Change Manager at Sirocco. So could you please introduce yourself, present yourself, and also tell us a little bit about what drives you and what you are doing in your daily work?
Yeah, so I'm Kristoffer Thelenius, working as a consultant here at Sirocco. Sorry. And I work as a CRM business consultant, project manager, and change manager. So basically what I do in a more traditional project waterfall kind of change, I'm a project manager there. And as we have evolved into more agile way of working, I'm more of a product owner and a team coach. So what drives me is instead of being the bottleneck of information in a project team, I like to remove or mitigate hurdles between the team and the business and within the team itself. So I really want to make teams work and deliver as efficiently as possible.
Great. Thank you, Kristoffer. So in the recent years, Kristoffer, you've been working with a lot of projects and one of the industries you have been working with is manufacturing as such. So what are your reflections about digital transformation and agile forms of delivery and how to organize within the manufacturing industry?
Well, the experience is it's a big change. It's a change of mindset, and it is a journey. It's not a golden key that you go into and then it solves all your problems. It's something that you have to start somewhere, make some progress, and then continue as you grow your team and the department where you work. You do this kind of journeys within. So it's turned out to be a really good method, and I think a lot of organizations will see this change going forward from now.
Great, thank you. So we hear a lot about agile and become agile and drive agile projects and so on the past 10-15 years or so. but sometimes it feels more like a buzzword, that more than something concrete. So Mikael, could you please set the scene for us what agile means and what the differences are if you compare it to a waterfall project method?
Yeah. Of course, and I totally agree with you, Mats, that there's a lot of misunderstandings also, that we can be flexible on every day and every hour, and we don't have any documentation and things like that. And that's really not the case. Agile way of working is based on incremental iterative development methods. But the big thing is that we change the mindset. We need to rethink our way of doing things. When we do our work in projects, what we do is really we encapsulate some kind of work into a project, and then we try to find the people, resources to do the work, and we move people to the work. And then usually we have a number of projects. That means a number of work items or things that we need to move people, and sometimes we move people between those things, and it becomes a chaos somewhere. In an agile way of working, we instead build very good teams that over time will evolve and be really efficient, and then we move the work to the people, to the teams. And the teams, they take responsibility not only for the development but also for managing and supporting the solutions. That means we don't have any handovers from a project to some kind of maintenance organization. We have the responsibility in the team. It's also very important that we work very hard with commitments, that the team really need to create plans that they commit to. That means that we also have work on plans that we believe in. What we want to do is really delivering value continuously in a good flow, and work all the time with improving the way we do this work. Relentless improvement is really important in the agile way of working. We also need to understand that delivering value is not only developing new things. We need to have our systems and solutions running. Otherwise, they will not give any value at all. So it's very important how we work together between development and operations. And the DevOps, as we call it, is a very important part in this work. Last, we need to say something also about management, because we are used to today to the more of a command and control model from the management part, and we need to skip that and instead manage with guardrails and with values and principles, and then trusting people that they really can do the work and deliver in time, given their opportunity to use their skills. And by doing that, we will create engagement in our employees. I think those are the most important things to think about in the agile way of working.
Yes, and Kristoffer, you've been working with several projects, as we said before, and you have been also working with a couple of initiatives where you went from one project model to another. So could you please tell us a little bit about your experiences?
Yeah, so most recently with the large project we've been for a couple of years now, where we started out with a classic waterfall project setup, and have from there gone to being more agile or using agile methodologies within our small team and dealing with that. And when great results come from that, it has grown to include a larger part of the team, and now it includes both our joint team together with the customer, and it's spreading throughout the organization around the entire project. And from that we've seen a lot of good results and a lot of positive changes, both when it comes to the team, when it comes to workload and having fun on the job, and from a customer perspective, a lot of improvement when it comes to transparency, communication, and helping us be transparent on what we would deliver, and helping the customer be transparent towards management and the rest of the organization on what we can expect delivered at what time. So it's really helpful.
Yeah. So going forward, then, now when we have discussed a little bit about the differences between the different methodologies, and also some experience, based on what we actually have done and seeing the really good improvements. What would you say, Mikael, based on your experience and opinions about this? Would digital transformation with an agile way of working when it comes to projects or initiatives, how would that also affect an organizational change as well towards becoming a more agile delivery organization, so to say?
Yeah, of course, you don't need to become an agile organization to digitalize your business. But it will give you a number of strengths that in many cases and for many organizations are very important. For example, the flexibility to be able to decide what to do and what the market needs and what your customer needs and what kind of value they want. To be flexible in that and change things so that you deliver the most valuable things to your customer is very important. And you get help from that if you become an agile organization. We also know in the Western world that the engagement, the employee engagement is going down, sadly. But at the same time, it has been shown that when we implement agile ways of working, the engagement goes up. And that's, I think, is very important to do a good job in delivering value to our customers. We also need to have a sustainable value delivery to our customers. And we get that through the commitment, through also giving time to innovation, and to be able to have time to handle things early so that we don't build technical depth and things like that. Also, the focus on collaboration, working together is very important and usually gives us a better possibility to deliver things and then to digitalize our business quicker. So many organizations need to do that, and to really be able to change your organization, you need to focus on the change management part, of course, and having the managers and the leaders managing the change. And I think that's one of the weakest points today in many organizations. They don't drive the change, and then it goes very, very slow.
Yeah. But just another question, do you have any real life experience, what kind of successful what success really looks like for a customer that you've been working with, or in that sense that you have that engagement from the management team and so on?
Yeah, it's very different in different organizations. I've been in organizations where we have some challenges in that area, and I've been in organizations where we have the support, and of course that's a big difference on how quickly we can move forward. As a leader, when you act the way you talk, then you build trust, and then you also get your employees working that way. And to be able to really improve yourself, you need to build a culture you need to be the culture of psychological safety, so that you dare to speak up your mind and tell when things really don't work in the way it should, that we can do something better. And if people don't dare to do that, you will not get the improvement. And that's really something that's a responsibility for the management and leaders. You shouldn't be punished because you show something that don't work the way we would like to. Instead, you should then get the support to improve it.
Yeah. And Kristoffer, based on your concrete projects that you've been working on, how do you see what transformation or digital transformation means for those companies and to become an agile delivery organization?
Yes, the digital transformation is a continuous journey. So what it means for a company today will mean it will be something else tomorrow. We do a lot of transformations from organizations going from non-digital to digital, and from already digital companies improving that digital transformation or moving it further as well. And working with large manufacturing companies with tens of thousands of employees, or at least thousands of them, there's always different stages of this process and transformation. And I think depending on where you come from, it will, as Mikael mentions, take a different amount of time to go the full way. And I think one of the golden keys of proving success with this is finding wins along the way. One improved team or one improved department might mean a lot in the journey of becoming a full agile company.
Yeah, great. So it seems like my picture has frozen, but I hope you hear me still. So based on all this, based on what we have been talking about, what is the 3 most important advice to our audience, Mikael? What do you think would be the best advice going forward?
Well, I think my best advice, 3 best advices, they will focus a lot on the soft parts, not on the hard parts. Doing the events, doing the daily stand-ups, doing the planning of things. Of course, people needs to learn and improve that, but that's not the big difficulties. The big difficulties when you try to become an agile organization is the mindset and things. And my 3 advices are really that you first of all secure the involvement from management, that they really take part in this, buy in on the way of working, and drive the change, supporting the organization to take this journey that Kristoffer talked about, to take it step by step. And focus on the most important parts right now to improve. That's the first advice. The second advice is really to work very hard on the shift in mindset, leaving the old way of thinking and taking on a new way of thinking. And that includes the principles, which is really the basis for the agile way of working, the agile principles, and the values, like alignment and transparency, very important things. And also things like systems thinking, where we don't sub-optimize things. We try to lift it on to the right level and improve as an organization. Also the commitment that we promise things and we keep our promises. And the one that I talked about earlier about the psychological safety, where people dare to speak up. To give opportunities for improvement. I think that's the 3rd advice. And the second advice. The 3rd advice is really that you need to stop doing the old things, start doing new things instead, and think about what to do differently. I see many organizations that add on the events for the agile way of working, but keep the old events, and then the calendar gets full and you are not driving the change and supporting the organization. So stop doing, start doing, and do things differently.
Thank you, Mikael. I think you have frozen as well here, but we move over to Kristoffer, who's still alive. So Kristoffer, what's your 3 most important advice?
3 most important advice. Well, first one from me is to not see agile transformation or digital transformation as a golden key of solving all your problems. This is a way of working, not a problem solver in itself, but what it does is allowing transparency and improving communication within the team, between teams, and between business owner and the deliverables. So it's not a pre-packaged solution that comes with a price tag and then you're done. It's a journey where you have to improve together and use what you get from working like this. Use the information you get, using the new problems that you are facing, or the old problems that now have popped up to the surface, and use that to improve what you're working with. And on a second note, when it comes to the deliverable teams, take this opportunity early to put in the work of adding everything on a as detailed level as possible to the sprint boards. Do all the estimate, whether it's capacity or hours you're counting. Put in a lot of work to make it thoroughly from start. Because if you start working with these kind of things as everything else, if you don't do it properly from the beginning, it will be harder and harder as you progress, and then all of a sudden you're back in the old ways with new words for it. So put in the hard work early to make it work. And of course, most important, as in all projects, including in this type of agile methodologies, is communicate in the team, communicate between the roles, and communicate towards the business owner, both on good progress as well as hurdles that come up. Use these new forums that appears to really be transparent with the information. I think that will benefit both parts and the project as a whole.
Great. Thank you for those advice. Time flies, as you say. We all have a lot to do today. So I would like just to wrap up these discussions, this good advice in a couple of topics. So first of all, I would say that as we have talked about, it's the most important part to drive more agile projects and to become a more agile delivery organization. It's a management play, I would say. The management must be involved and drive these things. If they are not involved, things will not change as you would like to do. But also, on the other hand, it's not a golden solution. It's a lot of hard work. It's a way of working that you need to constantly improve and to make better. The second conclusion is also to work hard to change towards the new way of working, the new principles, and using all the tools that resides within agile methodologies as such, and also work towards relentless improvements in your initiatives or in your organization as such, and by that also communicate a lot and collaborate a lot, have high discussions, be able to have integrity and to talk out your thoughts and ideas, and then together find the right way to do things as such. And the third part is actually to stop doing what you are doing today. You need to change your way of thinking, your way of working, and to move away a little bit from what and how you did things before, and to really embrace the new way of thinking and new way of working and so on. And that you need to constantly work hard, as I said before, but also to continuously improve what you actually are doing, the new way of working and the parts that resides within that place. So if you that's listening into this live stream have any ideas or thoughts or questions, please contact me or Kristoffer or Mikael, and we can answer your questions and take the discussions with you. We are more than happy to do that. So any final remarks from Mikael and Kristoffer? Mikael, what do you say?
Well, if you listen to your conclusion, Mats, it's a tough job for our managers and leaders, and if they're going to do this job, they really need to believe in that this is a better way of doing things, a better way for their company. And I think that's something you can't just say that you believe. You need to learn more and understand to be able to believe in it. And we need to believe to drive the change. I think that's very important.
Yeah. And Kristoffer, any final remarks?
As Mikael mentioned, this has to come from a management standpoint, and they have to be open for the change. And as a part of that, don't measure success from day one. Even though I've experienced, and others with me, good improvements from an early stage, it is a transformation and a journey. Any improvement or otherwise during day one will increase further as we go along. When days become weeks and months and years, we can look back and see that it really improves if you stuck with it for long haul.
Yeah, to have the stamina is really, really important, so that you because you get some quick wins, of course, when you start working in this way, but then it stops if you don't continuously improve.
Yeah. Agree. So thank you very much, Mikael and Kristoffer, for this talk. And for your good thoughts and experiences. It has been good to listen to that. The next time within this series about our operating model, we will continue to explore the service management, the support and maintenance part, and the continuous improvements and development, which is a natural part of working the way that we have been talking about today. So, and that one will be at the end of January. Let's keep in touch on that as well. So, for now, I thank you, all of you that have been listening in. Thank you very much. Have a good time until next time. And I wish you all the best, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you.